So you're going to start off with just taking all the piece parts out. We'll be using that later, so you can just set it down next to the hole. And these are more parts. This is the same 2 bags that will always come with every kit. What we have is 3 of the 24s and then 2 of the 2-ways, right? And on the 24s, we can only put 16 microducts in each port. So if it's 24, it's going to be 16 and then 8 move to the next one, right? And then the same thing here, when you have 8, then you're going to take 8 from the next one and then finish the next port with the last 16. So in the end, you're going to wind up with 16 microducts in each one until you run out, and then you'll use another port for the 2-ways. So in this instance, we're going to cut out all 6 ports. Yep. So you have 3 24s. So that's going to be 1.5, 3, 4.5, right? So 4 in this half, and then this one's going to be taken off for the 2-ways. Yep. So the way you open these ports is by using your cutters, just like so. And you see how it has that line around it, the lip? You can lay this in there, just like so. And you're going to cut that lip off all the way. So if you lay it down on there like that, where it's nice and flat. Down nice and snug. Very good. All right. Now we have this assembled. We'll lay it here, and we'll go ahead and jump down in here, and we'll strip all these back to about ground level. Okay.
Almost at ground level.
Yeah, that's perfect. So whenever you're stripping this off, if you just want to stop right about here, that'd be fine. Okay? So, and what you can do is remember to use your wing cutter first, the black one, and we'll cut it down there, and then you can just look at this direction if you'd like. Yeah. Right, so it'll be shorter, so that'll be fine. We can just let it hang off the back like we did the other one. So what's going to happen is we're just trying to figure out the best way to use the slack in it. And since it's coming in that direction, what we'll do is we'll have them come in, and they're going to turn.
Want me to get out?
No, you're fine. Take them right behind you. And if we mount it right here, then we know that they have to come up and in. There you go. So they're going to be wrapped just like that. And we know that as long as we cut it about halfway here, that gives it room to come all the way up behind and through. So we can just cut them right here if you'd like. And actually, let's go ahead and take off the top of this just for a moment. Just take this one. And what we're going to do is we can just keep it straight. You see this line right next to where it starts to curve? You can mount it right next to that, and these always want to face downward. So you just lay it sideways like this. then we'll hold it in position. You might want to step on this side because we need to lay it down flat. There you go, just like that. And the biggest thing is making sure that it's low enough that this stays below the lip. So I go down about so, be fine. And you can just mark your hole on the top and bottom. That's correct. Yep. And this extends out, so we'll extend it out here and it'll make it easier. But while we're putting everything in, we'll take the cap off and we'll actually stand it up where it's 90 degrees, and it's a lot easier to go ahead and turn everything up that way. We have strain reliefs that go inside of it that also act as dust caps. So that protects the pathway until they come and get a service order for fiber. And that's when they'll blow the fiber from the house all the way back to this point. Since we have this length, we'll try and make them all that same length as we're putting them in, and you'll see how you can dress it in nice and clean. And we'll have to break them up, like I was saying earlier, in the groups of 16 and 8s. And when we do that is when we'll use these heat shrinks. So they'll go through here, mount to the port, and when you heat shrink this down, it also has a glue silicone in here that'll melt down and attach to the ducts. And just take your time when you're doing it. You don't want to see flames or anything on the heat shrink because you don't want to get it so hot that it melts the ducts. Yep. And we also have a heat shield that we can apply to them as well around the duct. You can clamp all these to the ground rod, and that'll help isolate the signal for when they need to come and do their locates. It's got some metal in it. You can just prop it, because what we'll do is take it back down to collapse it. Yep. But this will allow us to get all the ducts up into it now. This is where we'll start taking these and we'll split them up, put the heat shrink over them, and place them inside here. Okay. So what we did is we took the number 2s, the last 8 of the number 2s. So remember, it's blue, orange, green, brown, slate. And slate is where we started, right? Because you got slate, white, red, black, yellow, violet, rose, aqua. Okay. And we'll take the 16, and that's when we put this over it. Like so. And you can take the 16 and I'll take the 8. And then go ahead and run them behind you like we're going to route them. On the thick wall, we do 16 in each port. So you take the first 16 and the additional 8 go to the next port. So the next one, you start with the first 8, and that gives you 16 in that. So you're going to wind up with 16 in each port. And what we can do is to hold them in place. What we do is we put it over these, just like so, and then hook it on that tab right there. And that's just to keep them in place so they don't fall out and get in the dirt. And then we can do the same thing with that one. And at this point, labeling is going to be important, very important as well. So even if, for right now, that's not tight on there. Even if you want to take black tape and wrap it around this, if you want to wrap one time, then we'll know that it goes with the first set. And then the second 8 that we come in, we'll wrap 2 wraps of electrical tape. That way we'll know it's with the second. And then later on, if you guys want to use like the zip tags, and you can put that around the bundle and just label 101, 101B, and you'll know exactly which route each one's going.
How do you know what port it is? Does that matter?
No, the ports doesn't matter, just the amount that you cut open, because you have to think, okay, just because I have one of these, it's not going to be just one port. It's it's going to be a port and a half because you can't fit all 24 into one port. So essentially you just need to remember each port is 16 microducts.